Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin. And this is the 73rd episode of the SNA podcast, the wrestling news video part 16, where we're going to talk about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know once again. And we're going to be talking about them on the wrestling news article from Wrestle Talk. Let's begin. We got some Triple H and Vince McMahon news now. It says, who decide Triple H should be in charge of WWE creative and not Vince McMahon? And it says right here, according to this article, that the individual who decided that Triple H should be in charge of WWE creative over Vince McMahon has now been revealed. And it said, while we've had a number of significant changes to the WWE creative teams since Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, was named the chief content officer in July 2022. A recent report indicated that Triple H has now taken over 99.9 of the company's creative reigns, and it says right here, several reports have noted that Vince McMahon is not currently involved in the WWE creative process per per Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated. Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel is behind this change. The report noted multiple contacts within the WWE and UFC have confirmed that Ari Emanuel, who wields the power as the Endeavor CEO, is behind the change. Emanuel has long been a firm believer that in order for an organization to be as effective as possible, people need to do the job they are assigned. In this case, that approach has empowered Levesque to exert his full influence in the company's creative spheres. I should say sphere. WWE now operates as a part of TKO Group Holdings following its merger with UFC under Endeavor. Triple H appeared on last night's SmackDown, introducing Nick Aldis as the new WWE SmackDown general manager of the new general manager of SmackDown. My apologies. For more details on the key players within WWE Creative, like right here on the link. I guess I'll stop it here for now. And what do you think about this? Think about the Endeavor decided to. What do you think about this guy deciding to? Let's say. I'll say Ari Emanuel. What do you think about this guy choosing Triple H over Vince McMahon of being in charge of creative in WWE? Since the Endeavor merger with WWE and UFC. But I'm gonna let you guys know down in the comments below, and I believe this is probably a good thing in a way because Triple H has more experience as a wrestler and more experience, and even though he's not have many years of experience of being in management like Vince McMahon, but I think he would be a perfect fit for this being in charge and creative and booking like of in WWE because he will understand every single fan's interest and preferences, what they would want to see into the wrestling business in WWE, of course. So that's how I would think that this would be a smart move for Endeavor side of things. Like I don't know about the other things like with the what's going on with the merger or the stocks or etc. like the other side of things. But when it comes to booking the shows, I think Triple H is the guy that that could do the job like successfully, of course, and make the show successful. Like if he can do like when he was doing last year, when in the beginning of this year, as the head booker and as the head of creative and his time in NXT too. But what's y'all's opinions? I'd love to hear that down in the comment section down below. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next wrestling news article. As in, we got some Rhea Ripley news now about Jade Cargill that as she addresses Jade Cargill joining WWE. And it's from the current WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley has commented on the former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill joining the company, and it says right here, since it was announced that Jade Cargill signed a multi-year deal with WWE, the ex AEW name, ex WWE, I mean ex AEW name has been presented as a star to watch, and it says right here, with Jade Cargill yet to make her WWE in-ring debut, there has been a lot of speculation about her first WWE rivalry. Speaking with Sporting News Australia, Rhea Ripley praised Cargill. Nothing that she has a lot of potential, hinting that she could soon face off against Cargill, said Rhea Ripley, saying, I'm very excited to see what Jade Cargill brings to WWE. I really am like you said, she's a big name, and a lot of people are watching and waiting for her to debut on here. And it says right here, and then according to this article from Wrestle Talk, it said we don't know which brand she's gonna be on yet. It it could be Raw. It could be SmackDown. It could be even NXT. No one really knows exactly what's going on. If it is Raw, that's my show. That's my show. Mommy runs Raw. Or it's not Wrestle Talk talking about this. This is from Rhea Ripley saying this on this interview with Sporting News Australia. Anyway, she also said the Judgment Day we run Raw, so if Jade wants to come to my brand, then I would love to step in the ring with her and show her exactly why mommy's always on top. I have watched bits of her, pieces of her from her time in the other brand, in the in other company in the other company, and she is fantastic, and she believes in herself, and she is a star. She believes she's a star, which is always the most dangerous thing. When someone believes in themselves, they are very hard to stop. But I am also mommy, so I'm waiting for that day that I do get. I do get to step in the ring with her. And she also said, I think it's gonna be a very exciting match, and just to have someone that's so physically impressive across the ring from me, it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, it excites me. It excites me, I should say. And she also said, I think if it's gonna be a very exciting match, and just to have someone that's so physically impressive across the ring from me. I mean, I love I love a good challenge, and I'm waiting for that day. Since joining WWE, Jay Cargill has made brief appearances on NXT and SmackDown, and at the recent Fastlane Premium Live event. On Friday's edition of SmackDown, Cargill came face to face with Charlotte Flair, fueling speculations that this will be Cargill's first WWE feud. Can yeah. But what do you think? What's going to be her first feud? Is it going to be with Charlotte Flair on Friday Night SmackDown, or with Rhea Ripley on Monday Night Raw with her Women's World Championship on the line? And according to Rhea Ripley, it seems like that she's ready for the former TBS champion. She even admit that she also watched her a little bit when she was dominating as TBS champion on AEW, referring this to the other brand and the other company. But what y'all take on this? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next news now, as we got some LA Knight news with the video of what happened with LA Knight and Roman Reigns at the house show in Kansas City, Missouri. And I was like, what? And then LA Knight came to the house show in Kansas City. Like, wow, I did not know that. And the Super Show, like, wow. But it says right here, here's what happened with LA Knight, along with Sami Zayn and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns at Saturday night's WWE house show in Kansas City, Missouri. Roman Reigns made a rare house show appearance at the October 14th live event. And it says right here, putting his WWE Undisputed Universal title on the line against Sami Zayn. And it says right here, Reigns ultimately victoriously was ultimately victorious following interference from Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. The tribal chief continued the beatdown after the final bell, which led to LA Knight running down to make the save. And it says right here in this clip, you can watch watch below. LA Knight dropped Jimmy Uso outside the ring before flooring both Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns with his signature BFT, and it says right here, following this altercation, Sami Zayn took to the mic to tell Knight that his moment is now. LA Knight, that is that moment now. This is his moment now. Then telling Knight that his moment is now, and then it says LA Knight appeared to reveal himself to be Roman Reigns' next challenger on Friday Night SmackDown edition of Smack a SmackDown during which he confronted the Bloodline and handed Solo Sikoa a rare pinfall loss, along with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and even Solo's own cousin, and Roman and Solo and Solo and Jimmy's own, not cousin, even to his own brother, I should say, not his cousin, his own brother Jey Uso, I should say. But yeah, he's been losing to only them 4 wrestlers, and then now LA Knight's the 5th wrestler to be pinfall by. And what do you think of LA Knight making this appearance? And then for those who watched this live event in Kansas City, Missouri, let me know down in the comments below. And also, what you thought about the house show about this? And I also heard there was a street fight because a family friend went to the show and they said Cody Rhodes and then there's also Cody Rhodes and The Miz. Yeah, that's right. In the Kansas City street fight. But yeah, I wondering what happened exactly, and give me y'all's opinions in the comment section down below. And let's move on to the next news. But before, I have to talk to my mom. Dang, I only got $1 on my Bitcoin.
Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna ask.
Dang it! I would love to give him.
I'm gonna ask you here, so I'll ask him here.
Yeah, can you ask me? Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, we can give it back soon. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. We got some grizzled young veteran news as. Well, yeah, my bad. We got some grizzled young veteran news now. Is their first post WWE match review, their post WWE exit match is revealed. And my apologies for doing the hand movement, but I was thinking how to say it. My apologies, but yeah, and what y'all thought about LA Knight being at the live event house show? Did you got his autograph? Before I get to this grizzly young veteran, you got his autograph, or did any of you get a chance to meet him or get an autograph, greet, take a pictures? Let me know down below. But anyways, we got some grizzly young veteran news now. Is they have a scheduled post WWE exit match since leaving WWE, and it says right here, the Grizzly Young Veterans first match following their WWE departures has been revealed following their following their contracts expiring with James Drake and Zach Gibson. Gibson. WWE deals expired on Saturday, October 14th. The duo announced a global takeover tour later that day, and it says right here the first stops on this tour have been revealed with Irish independent promotion over on the Top Wrestling announcing two matches featuring James Drake and Zach Gibson. The Grizzled Young Veterans will first appear at the October 27 OTT ninth year anniversary show for a match against man like Daryl, what's his name? Darist and the men like Darist and Amari, yeah, Darist and Amari. The duo has also been announced for the October 28th OTT ninth year anniversary date the following night, where they will face off against the Draw. And it says right here, Drake and Gibson most recently wrestled on the August 29th edition of NXT, losing the Creed brothers. Yeah. He's gonna take Sammy out. Yeah. Okay. I would love to take him out, but I'm kind of doing this right here. But that's fine.
You put your podcast on pause for just a minute, because Tim needs to go over now. Because he was sitting in my face earlier, and I was gonna come get you and tell you, but I'm like, you can put it on pause and then continue.
I'm trying to see if I can do this, but.
Or can you do like edit it? And then
I'm just gonna have to do another one right here, like. Okay. But I'm just gonna finish off doing this one, and then I'm just gonna go back and do this.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna keep it right on here.
Okay. I'm gonna say put it there and then come back and finish for your next part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you do that, then I'll go ahead and help take out
pickles.
Okay. Pickles out.
Let's see right there. It's fine. No, you're good. They faced in a losing effort to the Creed brothers in a steel cage bout, and they said because their contracts expired, they don't have a non-compete clause and are officially free agents. And then it says right here. To watch James Drake and Zach Gibson's first post WWE promotion during which they fired shots at the company, and there was a video of it. There's been reported right here that the Grizzled Young Veterans has posted on Twitter, or X, what some of you would call it, and then it's right here, right on the list. And what do you think about their post WWE show, their post show, what do you think about them having their post match, their post wrestling match in the European tour after their their WWE exit? That's what I'm saying. Their post WWE exit. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But let's move on to the next news. But before we can do that, it's some AEW Collision news, but we're gonna talk about that as soon as I get back. But yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned in, just to stay right here and make sure. And I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I'll be right back.
I said no, hey, me. No, excuse me. Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it.
Pickles. Come on. Thank you. Trey.
Pickle, stop. Come here. Come here, little crazy wild thing. Come here. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I just watch. You like it? Toy. Okay. You why are you coming?
You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. Whoa. I see that, but I call that is yeah.
sir. Yes, I just told y'all.
Okay. Got it. Okay. SNA's back. Okay. Just took care of a little family business. But back to the wrestling news. We got, like I said, we got some AEW Collision news. Now it's okay. Okay. It said match pulled from AEW Collision due to injury, and it says right here update on Tony Khan's Tony Khan tweeted the match has been postponed due to a late injury, and it says right here a match was seemingly scrapped from last night's plans for AEW Collision for being previously announced as set to occur. And then it says right here, one of the matches that was being promoted for Collision tonight, October 14th, was AAA Cruiserweight Champion Commander taking on Brian Cage. However, during the broadcast, it was noticeable that the match had stopped being discussed and ended up being scrapped. Well, be sure to keep your updated on any news regarding why the match didn't take place. And it says right here on tonight's episode of a Collision, discuss the discussion of the of the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle, I should say the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal on Wednesday's show. It says also says right here with passionate promos from both Juice Robinson and Dustin Rhodes to why they were going to win the Dynamite Diamond the Battle Royal and move to defeat MJF. There are still more participants yet to be revealed. There was also a change to the commentary team that at least took. I mean, at least looks to be permanent. I should say permanent. Permanent. But anyways, as Tony Schiavone was inserted as the lead commentator with the regular duo of Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. That's what the commentator's name is. I need to remember that. Keep that in mind. Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. But anyways, staying on form of 3 men team, and it says right here, keep up with all the latest news for around AEW, including last night's. Let's say tonight's on this article, but I'm gonna say last night's article on last night's show of October 14th of Collision, and it says right here. And what do you think about this match being canceled for last night? I didn't really realize it, but I think I remember hearing that when they were announcing it on last week's Dynamite. But that's about it. But they haven't really announced anything about it, like not even being canceled. Like, which I agree with Wrestle Talk for pointing this out. For now, comes to think of it in mind, but yeah, what do you thought about this being canceled? And do you think, not canceled, postponed actually for another night? Like, what if it being on next Collision or the Collision after that or a couple weeks on Dynamite? Like, y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, we're going to move on to the next news, which is an ex-WWE star set for an in-ring return after 3 years away. And it says right here, according to this article, that former WWE NXT star and independent wrestling veteran, I should say, my apologies. It says former WWE NXT star and independent wrestling veteran Chris Hero is set to make an in-ring return after 3 years out of action. And it says the former Cassius Ohno made an appearance at Saturday's October 14th West Coast Pro Wrestling event to save JT Thorne after he was attacked by Timothy Thatcher. Following their bout, it says right here, Thatcher then attacked Hero, which led Hero to issue a challenge to Thatcher for a match at the November 17th West Coast Pro Wrestling Whiplash event, which I should call it WCPW, which stands for, obviously West Coast Pro Wrestling. But anyways, it says this will be Hero's first match in over 3 years and his first since leaving WWE. After 4 years with the company, Hero's latest WWE run ended in April 2020 when he was released from his contract during the first round of COVID-19 pandemic related cuts. And it says right here, he last He last wrestled at the March 7th, 2020 UK taping, competing in NXT UK in a title #1 contenders battle royal. Since then, Heroes has been working behind the scenes with several different promotions, with it being reported that he had been working as a producer coach for AEW in July. Ahead of reports that Hero has signed with AEW as a full-time producer, AEW President Tony Khan commented on the possibility of Hero wrestling for the company. What do you think about Chris Heroes, the former Cassius Ohno, getting back into the ring and back in the ring? And even though it's not WWE, I get for being 3 long years of competing in a wrestling ring, like that's quite a long for a veteran like Chris Heroes for being out of the ring. I thought he'd been wrestling for a little bit after his WWE released in 2020 during the pandemic era, and then he was wrestling in the independent scene. But it seemed like that wasn't really the case because one, COVID-19, and two, he couldn't get and two, he probably couldn't possibly get a job nowhere in the promotion. So he had to work behind the scenes at plenty of numbers of wrestling promotions, independent wrestling promotions. But yeah, what y'all think about this great news for the former NXT star? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the next news now, as we got some John Cena news now. As the video of John Cena meet popular NXT star, and it says right here, WWE has now shared footage of John Cena meeting with the NXT champion Ilya Dragunov backstage during his recent visit to NXT on Tuesday, October 10th. Cena appeared on NXT to be in the corner of Carmelo Hayes, who was facing off against Braun Breaker, who was accompanied by Paul Heyman. And it says right here, while in Orlando, Cena also took some time to speak with the current NXT champion, Ilya Dragunov. The Russian star recently took to Twitter to share a photo with the greatest of all time, Dragunov, captioned on the photo. And it says right here, the official NXT Twitter account has now shared a video of Cena and Dragunov talking backstage after receiving some pointers. Dragunov thanked John Cena and shook his hand. You can watch the clip in the reactions below, and it says, Dragunov won the NXT title from Carmelo Hayes at the September 30th premium live event of NXT No Mercy, which was the same day as my older brother's birthday. And I would love to have a happy late birthday wish from you guys, like if y'all can, of course. But anyways, what do you think about this? Here's a post right here. I'm not sure if I can pull up the video, but here of him with John Cena offering his hand a handshake with Dragunov while he was thanking him for showing up, and it was a pleasure to meet him. And I'm gonna give you an extra 5 seconds to read it, and then give you and I'll say I'll recommend you to pause this video if y'all want to see. If you want to read more, but it's only just a few words into the caption saying, the GOAT and the champ is here, and it says Cena and the Seeger Barzar, then this in the biz Zig Barzar, then the hashtag WWE. And then there's also another picture with on Dragunov's account showing him a handshaking right onto the backstage interview studio booth. And what do y'all think about this? I think this is really great. Probably considering Ilya Dragunov's one of his favorite wrestlers that is growing up watching and getting into the wrestling industry was John Cena, was one of them next to Cody Rhodes. Just like me and my brother when we used to watch WWE back in the mid and late ruthless aggression era with the likes of John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and all of them being on there as the big stars. But anyways, I don't say Cody Rhodes exactly was considerably known as a star, but at least at that time. But he's getting there finally. Like, even though it had to take over a decade to do so, of proving that he can be a. So to show he's really the real deal, and they should be paying attention to him. But anyway, we got some MJF news now. Is AEW star encourages Adam Cole to pull the trigger on MJF, and it says right here, according to this wildest news story. This is where it says, despite overwhelming odds, the AEW World Champion MJF and Adam Cole remain best bros on AEW television. With Cole currently out with an injury, their relationship seems to have been prolonged through one AEW prolonged through though one AEW star is still calling for Adam Cole to get the underhand on MJF. And speaking with Sports Nightly, MJF's former bodyguard Wardlow discussed the relationship between Cole and MJF, having very simple advice. I don't know what you're doing, Atreyu, but anyways, simple advice for Adam Cole when asked about what Cole should do about MJF. He said, "Pull the trigger before he does." Wardlow recently made his return to AEW television. It accidentally said WWE television, as you can see on the article. I'll give you 5 seconds to look. And if you need more time, I recommend you to turn it on pause. But it says right here that Wardlow has. I'll say it's probably a better post right here. Yeah, like it says right here, he recently made his WWE return to WWE on television, which they accidentally said they meant to say AEW. I mean, all of us make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes or if not half the times, I usually stutter or tongue tied when I'm trying to say and not trying to mess up what to say. Like I might, which I'm kind of thinking way too much, but maybe I should just slow it down. But which I'm doing right now. That's why I can keep up on what to say and when to say it, and also talk about what's on the wrestling news on my phone and onto this Wrestle Talk article. And it says television, but doing so with MJF named written on his wrist tape and seemingly teasing unfinished business with MJF. Wardlow and MJF last faced off at Double or Nothing, which was in 2022 last year, when Wardlow defeated Maxwell Jacob Freeman in short order. And it says when and asked about unfinished business with the Salt of the Earth, Wardlow said, "Yeah, 10 wasn't enough. I don't know if there is a number that exists that will satisfy me. The amount of power bombs that MJF is due and deserves. I understand in the past 4 months he has have somehow convinced everybody in the world to cheer for him, feel sad for him, and feel sorry for him." You can't be throwing it just anywhere. Okay, don't throw it, Trey. Anyways, let's see right here. It says, sorry for him. It just amazed me. And I cheer for him. He's sad for. I feel sad for him and feel sorry for him. And Wardlow also said, it just amazed me how somebody can do horrible, evil things for years, and then they come out and say sorry and spew out some fake tears, and now all of a sudden everybody forgot about all the bad they've ever done, that they've ever done, and they want to embrace them. Well, I'm a little more intelligent. I see right through his BS, and I am not one of the people that have sat at home cheering on MJF for the past 4 years, or not 4 months. According to this post from Fightful, of course. But what do you think about Wardlow's comments? And do you think he has unfinished business with MJF? And if so, let me know down in the comments below. I'd say it depends if he's gonna stay on the AEW, or even leave, or even this, like while MJF leaves at first, and then as soon as Wardlow's contract expires, then he will probably have his match again in a rematch in WWE. But when you think that will happen, like if he's gonna have a match with his former boss on the show, of course, MJF, y'all let me know down in the comments below, and also y'all let me know about that also in the comment section down below. But I think it's gonna happen like this: MJF's possibly gonna go to WWE like as soon as his contract expires, and I think. And also what Wardlow said, he should pull the trigger. Adam Cole should pull the trigger before he does. I'll say for a good reason, because if MJF really is leaving, he could do a storyline like Adam Cole will be the one turning on him, and he'll be he's gonna be the narcissistical heel himself, and all he didn't really care about this friendship. He just cared about getting into his good side so he could fool him of winning the AEW championship, which he kind of successfully did. I mean, he kind of successfully did the friendship part, but I mean, this could possibly just be possibly just a theory, and also just a rumor. Not a rumor. I'd say it's not even a rumor. It's just my theory. It's only my theory. That could possibly be the case of Adam Cole. The reason why he's still teaming with him and trying to convince him that it's all right that he can be friends with him, because the more you have friends, the more you can trust them. Yeah. But this is where he's gonna do the total opposite at the end, probably near December, And then he's going to get this title match at Winter is Coming, which Adam Cole will finally become the AEW World Champion. But that's only if he's leaving WWE, of course. That's not necessarily entirely the case yet, or even that's not in questions yet until January or by then in December even. But I'm going to let y'all to be the judge of that in the comment section down below. But yeah, just we're going to keep tuning in. But and it says right here we got some Rhea Ripley news now. More Rhea Ripley news now. As she discusses perceived role as Judgment Day's leader. And it says right here, when the Judgment Day was originally formed back in 2022, it was with WWE Hall of Famer, the Rated R superstar Edge, and presented as the leader of the group with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Working under him since Finn Balor replaced Edge in the group, and Dominic Mysterio later being added onto the group. A group has operated as a more singular unit, I should say. It turned to more of a singular unit, with none of the members being looked at as the definitive leader, as the definitive leader of the group. It says right here, however, I'm trying to say it like this, like definite leader. However, in recent weeks, Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley has taken on more of a leadership role in the group. Most recently, stepping in to prevent Damian Priest from cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. She also said on speaking with Australian News Australia, while also being interviewed by them, Rhea Ripley also discussed her perceived role as the leader of the group, reiterating that the group doesn't have a reader. She said, I'm pretty confident with myself. I feel like we've been doing a lot of the right things lately, and I mean the Judgment Day. We don't technically have a leader. None of us really lead. We just have specifics. We just have specific jobs. We have specific jobs that we are better at, and for me, when it comes to my boys, I'm very good at making plans. They all believe in my plans, and they know that they work, and that's why they listen to me. That's why most of the time you see me bossing them around and trying to stand my ground, and tell them no. Sometimes tell them no. Sometimes I tell them to go. It really depends what the plan is, but it's because I've thought it all through all through. I'm all through. I'm not running off emotions because it's not me that's in the situation. And then she also said, I stopped Damian Priest from cashing in at the PLE because he wasn't 100%. He he had been beaten up in his tag team match, and he was obviously running off anger, which is never good because that's when you slip up. So I told him no. I told him to give me the briefcase. So I feel like there's no specific leadership, or no specific leaders, I should say, not leadership. My apology for the tongue tie. No specific leaders. But we all have our jobs, and for me, my job making the plans for the boys to execute, and obviously I will execute. I will be there to help out as well. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It really is. It it is challenge. It is challenge, especially dealing with them three boys and maybe a fourth. Well, but we'll see. He said we'll see, but they'll listen to me, and they all believe in me, and it helps me believe in myself at the same time. I, so I'm just getting started. We're all just getting started, and we're we are all having the time of our lives. Said it on this, said according to this article. And what do you think about Rhea Ripley's comment about no one's not really the leader? There's just the three boys just look up her as like one, and making sure that we get all the jobs done in their respective roles in their position as the members, as the black and purple colored gothic groups Arsenal, of course. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Rhea Ripley down in the comment section down below. I'll say she kind of is a leader, but I think her and Dirty Doms are the leader because considering that they are the singles championship, while Damian Priest and Finn Balor was the tag team champion until losing at this last Saturday, I should say, not past, because last night was this past Saturday, last Saturday. Because last Saturday, they recently lost the Undisputed Tag Team Championship against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso, which they're still currently holding, which they recently defended the championship against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory this past Friday on SmackDown. And also this coming Monday on Raw, tomorrow night, they're going to defend them against the Judgment Day in an Undisputed Tag Team Championship rematch. And I'm gonna recap that on my SNA podcast afterwards, like over 24 hours from now. And 24 hours from now, make sure y'all check out that. Stay tuned for the SNA podcast, episode 74. Episode 74, the Monday Night Raw review, part 10. This is my 10th review of Monday Night Raw. Please make sure you check that out. And yeah, who do you think is gonna win that match? And who's going to walk out of Oklahoma City as the Undisputed Tag Team Championships? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next news. We got we got some Carlito news now. Is Carlito discussed potential continue nervous ahead of WWE singles return match. And it says right here, from the former Intercontinental Champion. Carlito made his return from the former Intercontinental. Carlito made his return to WWE at Fastlane last weekend. Carlito has revealed as the third member of the LWO team against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits on the show, pinning Montez Ford to win the match for his team. It says right here, Carlito made his return into the 6-man tag team match, and he's yet to take part in a first singles match. And it says right here, back in the company in what would be his first singles match for WWE in 13 years. Speaking to Ringer Wrestling's Cheap Heat podcast, Carlito discussed his return to the company and him having nervous ahead of his first singles match back. He said probably a little bit of nervous. Like we'll be there when I have my first singles match back in WWE. I assume, yeah. It's the first match in my first singles match since my God. Like who knows? Like how many? Like 13 years at least. A little pressure. I want to do a good for a first match, but I am gonna pace myself. I don't want to come out of the gate trying every trick. I go just to prove I still got it. So I think it'd be more or less contained, but it'll be a little bit of nervous. Carlito also discussed how he believes a miscommunication about him being anti WWE following his departure delayed his return to the company. But what do you think about this comment about him being nervous on his first singles match, like since in over 13 years, since 2010? And I kind of know what they're coming from, because I think he had his, I don't know who it was, but I remember him having his last match one-on-one in WWE in 2010 though. Yeah, because this is when he was Michael Tarver's mentor back in the first NXT and into the beginning of NXT when it was a game show. I remember that. But that's the last time we seen Carlito there in WWE. However, he did make his return 2 years ago, back in 2021, at the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match, making a big surprising appearance and then nearly spitting the apple on Shinsuke Nakamura's face, but they teased it. But Shinsuke Nakamura kicked it out because spitting was kind of illegal. Public spitting, I should say, was kind of illegal at the time during the pandemic. So that's why they didn't really did the spit, or else they'll probably pay a hefty fine if Carlito did the apple spit on Shinsuke Nakamura. But they just kind of teased it. He kicked the apple right out of his hand. But anyways, but yeah, and then the day after that, he teamed with Jeff Hardy to take on Jackson Riker and Elias in the following Raw at in the Thunderdome era. This is where they got the win. But he recently made his return back in May when he made his huge return and helped the LWO fight off the Judgment Day when it was Bad Bunny taking on Damian Priest. And then he finally made his full-time return by being in this match, teaming with Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, taking on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag team match, which Carlito and Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, a.k.a. the Latino World Order, won the match, of course. And what do you think about finally being in a full-time base of his return now? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next news. And then but yeah, before I get to the next news, I think it's really great. We see the former Intercontinental United States and undisputed WWE World Tag Team Champion Carlito's back. It's a bummer that he made his return a couple years after his brother got released from the company back in 2020. But anyway, Primo and his cousin Epico, which is their cousin, both of their cousins. But anyways, but maybe this could be a sign that they could come back and this could be a trio faction, but that's only if Primo and Epico are gonna make their long, maybe 3, 4, or 5, even 5-year long-awaited return. But if they agree to make their return to come back to the company. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. I think it's really great. Hopefully, we see plenty of more stuff. Maybe even fighting Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, possibly at the Royal Rumble or even Elimination Chamber. Anything's possible at this point. Never say never in wrestling, like what The Undertaker would say, of course. But let's move on to the next news now. We got the photos of popular WWE star officially opened up Education Foundation. And I think I know what this news is. I think WrestleHub said this last night. This is gonna be the only wrestling news I say the day after a wrestling YouTuber, and possibly the same day with the rest of the YouTubers. This is the first time I did, but this is the first time I did this the day after a wrestling YouTuber done a wrestling news. It says, according to this article, a former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, continues to give back to the community of Ghana, and it says as he officially opened up a new education center, I should say, in the country. Kofi traveled to Ghana this week to officially open the library. And it says the center is designed to assist junior high schools in Ghana by establishing quality award-winning computer labs and integrated centers of learning for high schools. Kofi first announced the project last October, and a year later has managed to make his vision come to life. We send our congrats for Kofi Kingston, and the same for me, for congratulating him for opening up a library for his home country in Ghana, West Africa. And I hope it's a success and getting more getting the young students a chance of being well educated, of learning everything in their education side of things. And a big congratulations for Kofi for successfully opening the educational center to help kids that are in need of that need some educational assistance, I should say, to describe the matter. And what do you think about this this successful I'll say, and what do you think about this success from Kofi Kingston of giving back to his community in his home country? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. This is the first time I did this on the day after a YouTuber did it. Which I'll say this may not be the last. This may not be the last time I will. This will probably not be the last time I will do a one particular video of one particular wrestling news journalistic documents, I should say, do some wrestling news documents on like a wrestling news story. This is my first time doing it, and something tells me this may not be the last. This is going to probably be occasional, but it won't be the last that I will do. I'll document a wrestling news story the day after a YouTuber doing it before me. But anyways, let's go on to the next. Let's go to Jon Moxley. We got some Jon Moxley news now as he returns to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And this match is scheduled match is announced. And it says right here, the return match in New Japan Pro Wrestling for former three-time AEW World Champion Jon Moxley has been announced. At the last night's New Japan Pro Wrestling Royal Quest Part 3 event in London, Will Ospreay retained his IWGP United Kingdom Championship in the main event against Zack Sabre Jr. And it says right here, after the match, Ospreay took to the mic to call out anyone from Japan for a match against him for the title. And it says right here, there's Shota Umino, I should say. Shota Umino. Hopefully I pronounced that right. For the wrestler that I pronounced his name. But he answered the challenge where he challenged Will Ospreay to bring both his United Kingdom Championship and the IWGP United States Championship to Power Struggle in Osaka on November 4th for a title shot. And it says right here, Ospreay accepted Shota's challenge on the condition that Shota's mentor Jon Moxley makes his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the show and face fellow United Emperor member Great Okan, I should say, Empire. Let's say Emperor. I mean, following United Empire member Great Okan, I think that's what his name is, and then this is where, and Moxley is currently out of action with a concussion, with his planned international championship rematch with Rey Fenix being pulled from last week's Dynamite for Title Tuesday. The update line up for Power Struggle in Osaka, Japan on November 4th is as followed, and it says it's been confirmed that the IWGP United Kingdom / United States Heavyweight Championship, Will Ospreay will take on Shota Umino, yeah. Shota Umino. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But yeah, what y'all think? Who you think is gonna win for all those New Japan wrestling fans? Or New Japan Pro Wrestling fans, make it sound more proper. But anyways, yeah, who you think is going to win and walk out is the IWGP, either is the IWGP United Kingdom champion or the IWGP United States champion. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, let's move on to we're going to move on to the next news. we got some more Jade Cargill news, or should I just say that? You know what? I'm gonna save that after these first two news articles. It says right here we got some Big E news now. As he's almost feeling 100% in his neck recovery, and yeah, Big E has recently recently been out of action, like since his match against Ridge Holland at the beginning of 2022, when he nearly got, when he accidentally got injured by Ridge Holland when he tried to do a belly-to-belly suplex, but he landed on his head, which Ridge Holland apologized to him like about 1,000 times since then, and then these negative fans have to be so absolutely negative to the poor Brawling Brutes member for being so too rough for him and perhaps being racist. But like, if he was racist, then how come and then Big E even confirmed that, and the accident's gonna happen that way. And for fans like that, like, y'all need to stop being so critical and so hatred, because it's not going to be a guarantee that you're going to be okay in the world of professional wrestling. Like, it's going to be a risk. That's why they say do not try this at home, because moves like this are very risky. I mean, for being honest, like, me and my brother kind of disobey in a way, but we safely hit the moves when we start hitting wrestling moves, like we play wrestle, like, so none of us wouldn't get hurt. But that's normal, like, because there's going to be plenty of wrestling, kid wrestling fans that are going to be doing that typically, like, no matter what. But anyways, back to the news article. We got Kofi Kingston has provided an update on his best friend and New Day tag partner, Big E, noting that he's almost feeling 100%. And it says right here, Big E has been out of action, like I said, suffering a fracture in his C1 and C6 vertebrae during a match at the March 11, 2022 edition of Friday Night SmackDown. And it says right here, despite the fact that doctors previously told Big E that they expect him to make a complete recovery, the popular stars in-ring future remains uncertain due to the natural and severity of his injury. Speaking with the Toronto Sun, Kofi Kingston noted that Big E is currently able to live a normal life and lift weights, noting that Big E is almost back to feeling 100%. Kingston said, as far as his injury is concerned, my main thing is that he has his health, and I'm so happy that he's doing so well, physically and mentally, because I can only imagine what an injury like that as sever as the saver, yeah, saver, I should say, as the saver, as saver as the one that he suffered to his neck. He fractured his C1 and his C6 in a couple of places, and to not have surgery there was no misalignments. There's no misalignment. No misalignments. He really is almost back to 100% feeling wise. He's able to live everyday life, and he's able to lift weights, which is a big part of his life, a big part of his life. Two, it could have been a lot worse. I'm just happy that he is able to live his life with a level of happiness and health. Whether he comes back, whether if he comes back, I think he also said whether he comes back, I think we all have to just kind of wait and see that happens. And I think a lot of people would be really stoked, would be stoked, would be stoked to see him out there again. But if not, then that's okay too. And we'll and he also say on this article say we'll all kind of find out together what the situation is. But again, my main concern is that he has his health, and I'm just happy that he never needed any kind of surgery or anything like that to live a healthy life, to live a healthy life. Details previously emerged on a new WWE role pitch for Big E, which you can read, which I'm not sure what if I should go down there though, but yeah. But what do you think? When do you think Big E's going to make his big return? And do you think if he feels 100%? And if you do, make sure you leave a comment below. And what do you think about Kofi Kingston? Kofi Kingston's comments about his best friend and New Day teammate, one of his New Day teammates, and one of his best friends into the tag team faction. Y'all let me know down in the comments right down below. Let's move on to the next news as we got some more AEW news now as the timing is a factor in AEW grudge match taking place. And it says right here, according to this article, Swerve Strickland has shared some interesting comments on his rivalry with Keith Lee, with many fans calling for the duo to finally face off. With Swerve Strickland attacking Lee at the end of 2022 to end their Swerve in Our Glory partnership, many thought that a subsequent match was inevitable. Inevitable. That's what I say. Inevitable. But anyways, let's move on. Over 10 months later, we still haven't seen the former tag team champions faced off in singles action. In an interview with DAZN Wrestling, Swerve Strickland was asked about the possibility of a one-on-one bout with Lee. Interestingly, Swerve Strickland replied, Timing. It's timing. That's all I can say about it. Timing. Strickland appears to have changed his tune on the matter, with the Rising Star calling for Tony Khan to make the match in late September. He said, Swerve Strickland is currently having a great run in AEW, notably scoring a huge victory over former AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page at Wrestle Dream. He He most recently wrestled for AEW on the October 10th Title Tuesday edition of AEW Dynamite, losing to Bryan Danielson in singles action following interference from Page. Keith Lee was in action on Saturday's edition of AEW Collision, defeating Turbo Floyd in just over 1 minute. And I just talked about that. Like, this was the shortest match of the night, and I believe it was less than a minute. Make sure you check that out on the SNA podcast, the AEW Collision Review Part 9, and same with the Title Tuesday edition of AEW Dynamite Part 9 review of the SNA podcast. But anyways, what do you think about Swerve Strickland's opinion on the matter and requesting to finish his storyline feud with the Limitless one and finally end this off with at least one match to set the score on who was the better man of this tag team split? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, I thought of that too. I think they've been teasing that they have a match, and they only have like multi-man matches. They didn't really have a one-on-one proper match, like to see who's gonna set the scores on over the other one, and see who made the mistake, and see if Swerve Strickland made a mistake or Swerve Strickland made the right call of no longer teaming with Keith Lee, but yeah, either way, hopefully we get this match finally. Like, it'll be, maybe they could have it at the end of this year. Like, it'll be a long way to come by for the AEW to finally put off this match. Like, and when you think, and if you think that they're gonna have this match at AEW's what's that? I'll say at AEW's Winter's Coming, or even their next AEW event, maybe even the Thanksgiving edition of Dynamite. But yeah, I'll let y'all decide in the comment section down below. I'll say this has been obviously way past overdue. Like, they should have already been and got this over with, like, since this past spring, like, of ending this feud. Like, but I hope we do get this feud so we can finally get this over with and finally have this match, like, in general. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. We got some more Jade Cargill news, that the top WWE star waiting for the day she get to face Jade Cargill. And it says right here, no, I already said this. No, this is from Rhea Ripley. My apologies. I already said this wrestling news. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next news. It is Battle of the Belts news from AEW. Is his first title match announced for AEW Battle of the Belts Part 8, I believe. Part 8. And it says right here, the first title match for AEW's Battle of the Belts Part 8 has been announced, with the AEW Trios Championships set to be defended next Saturday. At the October 21st show, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn will defend the three golden pink straps. The three golden pink straps against Matt Menard and Angelo Parker and Daniel Garcia in a six-man tag match. Dang. But anyway, against Angelo Parker, Matt Menard, and Daniel Garcia in the six-man tag. And and AEW's annual Part 8 Battle of the Belts, more like occasionally like their second or third ever Battle of the Belts event out of the year, of course. I would say this is probably their second I'll say fourth Battle of the Belts event out of the year, because I think they have like 4 or 5. I'll say maybe like third or fourth Part 4 Battle of the Belts of this year, because they have like 4 or 5 last year, including the first one being with Cody Rhodes taking on Sammy Guevara, I believe. But anyway, this is where it said this battle. This was announced following a confrontation between the two teams on this week's October 14th edition of Collision of AEW Collision. Despite the relationships between Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Daniel Garcia appearing rocky in recent weeks, the trio approached the current AEW trio champions on the show to issue a challenge for the titles. While it was initially indicated that the title match would take place on Collision, but AEW later confirmed with a graphic that the bout will take place at Battle of the Belts special. And I'm probably going to do a Battle of the Belt special, but it'll be a slash with Collision. Like we're going to talk about, it's going to be we're gonna continue to talk about what went down on AEW though. But what do you think about this? In the part, they're gonna have a Part 8 of Battle of the Belts, and who do you think is gonna win this AEW Trios Championship? Y'all let me the championship and walk out of there is the triple golden plates and pink straps. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And also, this is the first time I saw any trios tag team challenge them for the trios titles. Or not the first time, let me rephrase that. The second ever trios team that challenge that issued a challenge to what's his name to the Acclaim. Well, yeah, but let's move on to the next news now. But before I go, I need to show you this image of. They're like slowly getting white. They're not like hurrying up getting white. And it says, and it's posted right here. I believe it's on Instagram. I could be mistaken. Has been announced that. Dang it! Where'd the photo go? It looks like it just took it off for some reason. My apologies for my good viewers. They for some reason that Wrestle Talks that took off the image on the post on Instagram about Matt Menard and Angelo Parker and Daniel Garcia is going to take on the Acclaim. But it looks like they took it off for some weird reason. But yeah, it's been announced, and I'm gonna let y'all decide who's gonna walk out. I'm gonna let y'all decide and leave a prediction into the comments section down below. And next up, we got some, and we're gonna finish this wrestling news video with this Kenny Omega news. Now is singles match announced for AEW Dynamite, which is with last night's AEW collision. Several matches and segments were announced for this Wednesday on the upcoming edition of AEW Dynamite. With Dynamite set to return the normal Wednesday time lot for the October 18th edition. For a further card though for the show has begun to take shape, and it says announced on tonight. Not tonight. Well, this been released by last night, but Well, I'm saying that here today, saying like from last night's collision, there will segments featuring Sting addressing the fans as well as another segment for Timeless with Tony Storm, a singles match between for Kenny Omega was announced as Kyle Fletcher continue his impressive run of matches in his singles and in the singles run, of course. And after recently subbing in for Sammy Guevara to take on Chris Jericho. So Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, of course, alongside Konosuke Takeshita. And Fletcher then had a singles match. He had a match replacing Sammy Guevara, taking on Jericho and Kenny Omega against alongside Konosuke Takeshita. Fletcher then had a couple of singles matches against Bryan Danielson and even recently Boulder from last night's collision. And also announced for AEW Dynamite a sit-down interview with Nick Wayne. Sit-down interview segment featuring Jim Ross speaking to Nick Wayne and his mother. There will also be a Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, where the winner will face MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. We know two of the participants so far, Juice Robinson and Dustin Rhodes, of course. Jay White is also announced is set to face Penta El Zero Miedo on AEW Dynamite. And what do you think about the stacked card for AEW Dynamite genuinely? And what do you think was going to happen and who you going to think is going to win their respective matches? And most importantly, what do you think about this big announcement with Kyle Fletcher challenging Kenny Omega in an open challenge manner for this upcoming Wednesday on Dynamite? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And this is where I'm going to return my SNA podcast AEW Dynamite review this Wednesday and October 18th. Make sure y'all check that out. And I'm going to let y'all to be the judge and be the predictors into the comments down below. And I'm going to end this video right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please leave me a big thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification bell so you can be the first one to be notified when I upload my next upcoming SNA podcast video or any video of the sort on this channel. And make sure you subscribe on this channel, which is at Super Ninja Austin 213. And this is where I'm gonna do. This is where I do my podcast content right here most of the times, and make sure y'all share with y'all's friends all over social media. Like I'd love to have more viewers and subscribers on my channel and content, and then maybe this will help my channel grow more and more bigger, and then I'll upgrade to a bigger venue and have my own studio to do the podcast on, and then who knows, maybe I can even invite some guests like some of my favorite celebrities or wrestlers or whoever that's in the entertainment world, to bring them onto my show and interview them and even document on what questions I have for them to ask. Something like what Chris Van Vliet would do. But until then, I'm going to be doing this on my webcam and then talking about the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know, like I just did on this video. And yeah, make sure you check out tomorrow night where I'll do my part 10 review of Monday Night Raw, which we know the number one match will be the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest will take on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, with their newly won undisputed WWE the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. My apologies. And And yeah, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 73rd episode of the SNA podcast, the wrestling news video. Hopefully y'all enjoy. And what was your favorite news of today's what was your favorite news story of today's video? Y'all let me know also about that in the comment section down below. And then I hope y'all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Monday Night Raw review. But until then, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out of line.